just very excited about the victory, very thankful. I thought Ole Miss did a wonderful job. Coach Hugh Freeze had them ready to play. And I think our guys were ready to play too. I don't know if we were quite as emotional for the Florida game. That's kind of hard to do with all the things that perfect storm that came together for that one. But I think our guys were ready to play. But Ole Miss has got a good football team, and I thought they had a great plan on both sides of the ball, and of course took the lead like they did, and really they outplayed us pretty. I thought they outplayed us in the first half, especially their defense versus our offense. We outscored them, but they outplayed us. If that makes any sense, you saw the two big plays, and those count too. I mean, you've got to defend the big play and the long plays, but the last one was kind of a little scramble, and just kind of launched it in there and got a play there. But very impressed with what he's doing there at Ole Miss. But I was, equally impressed with our guys that even though we started out a little rough, we settled down and we started to play better football. Very few drives offensively. It's mostly big plays, which is okay. I'm not mad when we get a big play like that, but we did get a good drive there. I think 7 plays, 75 yards, 79 yards or something toward the end. I think our last touchdown was that, so that was good to see. But we know now that it's down to one game to win the right to go back to Atlanta. And we know that Auburn will be very ready to play. We know going there is a tough place to play. We know that Auburn fans don't really like Georgia a whole lot, and we know that we're going to have to be at our best. So I told the guys, get your mind right now. Get your jaw set. We got 7 more days before we can, have an opportunity to, finish. So we just know we got a lot of work cut out for us, and we have a lot of respect for what Coach Chiswick's done throughout his career at Auburn, and we know that they're capable of knocking us off. So we got to get ready.
Mark, you just talk about, like you said, the touchdown about 4.5 comparison, the momentum of that building. Cameron was the third, able to drop the score in the first drive of the third quarter.
Right, it was good to get, I guess we have 14 points in a row, basically back to back. That's very important, very crucial. Hey, the first touchdown was big. We weren't doing a whole lot, and we get a 3rd and 1. And Mike did a good job of making that call. It's because if you don't hit that one, then it's still, I guess, 10-0, and we're still struggling. So. That call takes a little bit of nerve because it's all or nothing type of play, but it was executed extremely well. Mike did a good job of putting that play in, and it was one that we'd used in years past, but you still got to coach it all over again if you haven't run it in a while. And I thought the offensive staff did a good job there. But you're right, the last play right before the half was huge. It was very much like the play that David Green hit Michael Johnson on. Against Auburn, the situation where you have a 7-man protection, let 3 guys run routes. You try to, pump the ball to the left to try to get a 2-deep safety to move to the left, and then you turn back and throw it to the right. And what happened though is after he pumped it, he had to scramble to the right, and the safety never did recover enough to make a play. So. Our thought right there was we're going to take 2 shots. One was this play, and then if it was incomplete, then we were going to go ahead and try to launch one up, a jump ball on the last play and a half. But thankfully, the first one went in.
Mark, you had to change your protection a lot where they were blitzing there and with those 5 sacks early?
Yeah, well, we just couldn't block their normal edge rush. Our tackles were struggling, especially the left tackle. And some things happened inside. But both of our left tackles, had some troubles with them. We knew on film they were very good pass rushers, and so what we started to do is run more 7-man protections, which is more of a maximum protection. But then we also ran more 5-man protection, which free releases everybody. But when you go a 5-man protection, you free release everybody. The quarterback has a mindset of knowing that the ball needs to come out pretty quick, so you just don't hold the ball quite as long. And And so it got better. It was a good change. But as the game went on, we started to protect better as well. Our tackles started to get on a little bit better.
Mark, does that the play action Murray for the first touchdown, is that one that you have to pick your spots and you can only call it like once every few years?
Yeah, I mean you once somebody sees it, it makes an impression, and no one wants it to happen to them. So usually you don't get to call it very often. But we've called it a few times over the years here, and certainly called it a few times while I was at Florida State. And actually, Coach Bowden is the one who put that play in. Who knows how long ago? When I was a graduate assistant coach in 1985 or 86, whatever it was, we played Auburn. We ran it against them and didn't score because it was underthrown, but it was that wide open. But you just kind of sell it out, showing a run all the way. You really don't even pass protect. You just run block the whole way. And everybody kind of reads that body language and believes it's a run, and it usually lets you hold the ball long enough. And then your receiver tries to make the safety believe he's going to block him. And usually when that happens, the corner tries to come support the run, and a lot of times the safety tries to avoid the block, and then you just slip in. And I didn't see exactly what happened other than he was wide open. I was watching the protection, but I'm assuming that's what happened. That's usually what happens.
David Greenwood had the ball in his hip, I think, when he.
Yeah, Green did it at least once or twice in his career. Did a good job of hiding the ball.
Did Aaron look at those examples?
We did. I don't know if he did it quite that way, but we sold the run. You sell the run not only by a quarterback making a fake, but you sell it by your lineman going flat back and your fullback isoing on the linebacker and your back just flying up in there and covering up his numbers real good, and just hitting it up in there like you run it as if you had the ball in your hand, and try to make it as real as possible.
Coach, yeah.
The trouble you have on that is the edge. We did get a guy come off the edge that sniffed it out and hit Murray just after he threw it.
How's Marlon Brown? It didn't look too good. And Chris
I don't know. Chris had something with his shoulder, and Marlon obviously had something with his knee, so we just don't know yet.
Big picture, next week you get to accomplish one of your goals if you win. How do you make sure the guys are? Auburn's had a rough year here.
Yeah.
How do you make certain?
Well, I don't know. It's just like I tried to start the minute the game was over. We got in the locker room and just started to talk to them about getting their minds right, understanding that we're playing Auburn, a fierce rival, and we're going to be at their place, and they're going to be playing out of their minds. They're going to be playing their tail off, and so we know we've got to get ready. We got to get ready, and knowing what's at stake, I hope that everybody would respect that.
Mark, can you talk a little bit about how the offensive line adapted when Burnett went out?
Well, we put Gates in there, and then inside we put Mark Beard at left tackle. And Beard's a very athletic guy, and he has the ability to play the position. He needs reps, he needs opportunity, and he got a lot of opportunity. And depending on what happens with Chris, he may get a lot more opportunity. We'll see.
Coach, Malcolm Mitchell said he's finally starting to feel comfortable getting in the offense. Have you been able to see that, I guess, the last couple games with his 2 TD catches now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's practicing better as a receiver. I think he's still maybe not quite as sharp at getting the hand signals and the little things, splits and who's on the line, who's off the line, stuff like that. He's still, a little bit rusty, but it's nothing big at all. I mean, he's adapting well and he's playing well.